Have you ever had problems sleeping? Well, I do. I have a lot of problems with insomnia. Last night, I practiced not trying to fall asleep and I had the most restful night in ages. This is why I decided to make this video, hoping it found its way to you at just the right time, almost as if it was planned by the universe. As you continue watching, you will begin to see the impact of the backwards law of reverse effects. Have you ever tried catching a butterfly, only to have it flutter away each time you reach out? As you chase after it, your outstretched hand grasping at thin air, the butterfly dances just out of your reach. But when you finally give up and turn around, the butterfly lands gently on your shoulder. This is like chasing our dreams or desires. When we relentlessly pursue them, they seem to elude us. Just as the cat runs away every time we try to get close, our dreams seem to slip further away the harder we chase them. But when we take a step back and focus on something else, our dreams suddenly come to us, just like the cat who appears on our lap when we least expect it. It's a curious phenomenon how the things we want the most often seem to move away from us when we try too hard. It's like trying to grab a fistful of sand. The tighter we grip, the more it slips through our fingers. But when we relax and let go, the sand stays in our hand. Perhaps it's because when we chase after something, we are filled with desperation and anxiety. We become so fixated on the end result that we forget to enjoy the journey. We forget to appreciate the small moments that lead us closer to our dreams. When we actively pursue something or someone, they tend to move further away from us. However, when we step back and leave them alone, they often come to us. This can be difficult to reconcile with the common belief that success is achieved through hard work and effort. While it is true that achieving our goals often requires effort, there is another side to the story. The law of reversed effort teaches us that in many situations, putting in too much effort can actually hinder our progress and make it harder to reach our desired outcome. In fact, the more we try, the worse the situation may become. On the other hand, when we exert less effort and allow things to unfold naturally, we often experience better results. This means that achieving our goals not only requires hard work, but also the ability to know when to take action and when to step back. In a previous video, we explored one aspect of the law of reversed effort, which is the idea that wanting happiness can actually make us less happy. This is because by constantly desiring happiness, we are reinforcing a sense of lack and dissatisfaction. On the other hand, accepting and being content with our current circumstances can lead to a sense of fulfillment and happiness. In this video, we will delve deeper into the law of reversed effort and how it applies to performance, achieving goals, and overcoming fears. The futility of trying. The concept of the law of reversed effort was originally coined by renowned English writer and philosopher Aldous Huxley. He believed that true proficiency can only be achieved by combining relaxation with activity. In his own words, the harder we try with our conscious will to do something, the less likely we are to succeed. Proficiency and its results are only attainable to those who have mastered the art of doing and not doing, of balancing relaxation with activity, and letting go of our personal desires to allow the unknown to take hold. We cannot force ourselves to understand. All we can do is cultivate a state of mind in which understanding may come to us. This concept can be illustrated by the example of an insomniac trying to fall asleep. The more he tries, the more awake he becomes, leading to frustration and even more effort. However, when he finally stops trying and accepts that he cannot force sleep, it often comes naturally. Sleep, like many other things, cannot be forced. Yet, we often try to force ourselves to sleep, with negative results. This is because sleep is a form of ultimate relaxation, and trying to force it goes against its nature. Similarly, we cannot force attraction. It is not a conscious choice, but rather something that happens naturally. In general, being clingy and desperate for someone's attention can actually push them away, while being elusive and not chasing after them can make us more attractive. The more we try to force someone to be attracted to us, the less likely it is to happen. But if we let go and stop chasing, we may become more elusive and the attraction may return. The famous saying, "Absence makes the heart grow fonder," reminds us that sometimes distance can strengthen our feelings. However, when we put too much effort into achieving a certain outcome or avoiding others, we can actually create more problems for ourselves. This was observed by philosopher and psychiatrist Viktor Frankl, who coined the term anticipatory anxiety to describe the stress and tension that comes from hyperfixation on specific results. In his book Man's Search for Meaning, Frankl gives an example of a stutterer who becomes even more anxious when trying not to stutter, ultimately causing his speech to falter even more. This is a common pattern in many aspects of life. When we try too hard to enjoy ourselves, we often end up not enjoying ourselves at all because we are so focused on the outcome. Another example is people who struggle to climax during sex. The more they try to make it happen, the less successful they are and the more uncomfortable the experience becomes. This is because the intense focus on a specific outcome hinders our ability to perform. Frankl offers a practical solution to this problem called paradoxical intention. This method involves shifting our mindset from avoiding certain outcomes to actually wanting them. By wishing for the very things we previously tried to prevent, we remove the pressure and anxiety that comes with striving for results. For example, if we want to fall asleep, we can try to stay awake instead of trying too hard to fall asleep. This paradoxical approach can be applied to various situations and has been proven to be effective in overcoming fear and anxiety. For a more in-depth explanation of this method, you can refer to a previous video titled Viktor Frankl's Method to Overcome Fear. Beyond conscious control, the process of acquiring the skill of driving a car can be incredibly frustrating. It requires numerous lessons and countless hours of practice for the majority of individuals to achieve mastery. For someone inexperienced, operating a vehicle while navigating traffic is a daunting and complex task. If you are not driving an automatic, you must use 3 different pedals to accelerate, decelerate, and shift gears, as well as learn to utilize mirrors to monitor the surroundings of the car. It may seem nearly impossible to become proficient at it. However, with persistent practice, you will eventually find yourself performing these actions automatically. Our conscious mind can be both a blessing and a curse. It enables us to reason, analyze, and communicate, but it often hinders us from achieving what Taoists refer to as wu-wei, or the state of flow. In this state, our movements are effortless and seamless, as if they occur on their own. It is as if the dancer becomes one with the dance or the painter merges with the painting. In the video, Taoism, the Philosophy of Flow, retired basketball player Bill Russell describes this state as playing in slow motion and being able to anticipate the next play or shot. Any conscious effort to control or intellectualize this state disrupts it, causing hesitation. Therefore, the moment we become aware of being in a state of flow and try to control it, we lose it. As a result, many of our actions appear to originate from beyond our conscious minds. The famous Swiss psychiatrist, Carl Jung, recognized that our conscious mind is only a small aspect of our psyche. The conscious mind can be likened to the tip of an iceberg, while the unconscious is the vast majority of the iceberg hidden beneath the surface, unseen by those above. According to Jung, the psyche creates numerous unconscious processes that the conscious mind remains unaware of. Similarly, Aldous Huxley made a distinction between consciousness and the personal conscious, stating that a relaxed state of the personal conscious is necessary for the wider self to emerge. As he puts it, the personal conscious self is like a small island amidst a vast expanse of consciousness. It is this personal self that must be relaxed, the self that tries too hard, that believes it knows everything, and relies on language. This must be relaxed in order for the multitude of powers within the deeper and wider self to function properly. In all psychophysical skills, we observe the law of reversed effort. The harder we try, the worse we perform the task. Letting action occur. When asked about his writing process, author Charles Bukowski replied that he does not actively try to write or create. He emphasized the importance of not striving for material possessions, artistic success, or immortality. Instead, he advised waiting patiently and calmly, much like waiting for a bug to come to you on a wall. When the opportunity presents itself, one should reach out and take action, whether that means killing the bug or nurturing it. Bukowski's philosophy extends beyond writing and can be applied to other aspects of life. When we try too hard, we often end up with worse results. For example, chasing after someone we desire may only push them further away. Similarly, putting too much effort into selling something can lead to fewer sales. However, doing nothing at all will also not yield any results. Thus, we must find a balance between conscious effort and allowing things to happen naturally. On one hand, we need to actively develop our skills through practice, learning, thinking, understanding, and analysis. On the other hand, we must also learn to quiet our minds and let our developed skills emerge naturally. As Aldous Huxley noted, this can be seen in various fields, from music and sports to spiritual practices. We must learn to combine relaxation with activity, finding a middle path that allows us to perform optimally. According to the accounts of those who have experienced it, the flow state is often accompanied by mental clarity and a sense of calmness. Athletes, musicians, singers, Formula One drivers, and martial artists who have entered the state of being in the zone do not engage in rumination, worry, analysis, intellectualization, or planning for their next move. Instead, they simply allow themselves to flow with the natural course of their activity, almost as if they are one with it. Therefore, it can be said that achieving optimal performance paradoxically requires us to relax, stop striving, and allow our actions to unfold naturally. In the words of Lao Tzu, can you maintain a tranquil state until the right action occurs on its own? If you enjoyed the video, share it and leave your comments below.